Is that the time Peter argued with someone in Family Guy in Italian?
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Formula Virtual Racing. And I hope we have Brendan talking about Family Guy caught on the stream. That would definitely make my day. We are here from Singapore, the Marina Bay Street Circuit, live for round number 15, the season finale of the Season 5 Championship. It has been an absolute excellent season up until now. Of course, the titles are both decided, unfortunately. We have nothing to be decided tonight apart from a possible new race winner or some new podium sitters. Who realistically knows? I am joined, though, as per all of this season, only one more night to put up with him. Brendan, how are you doing?
I am doing very well, and yourself? This is the part where you answer.
Yeah, sorry, might have been on mute, checking if the audio levels are okay, but I'm going to guess what the question was. I'm doing very well, thank you.
Yep, yeah.
We've had the same routine twice a week for almost 2 years now. I think we can guess what the other person's saying.
Well, yeah, I was saying actually while there's no championship to be decided tonight, we do have some positional places here. As I believe we have 4 drivers who could end up in 4th place in the championship.
Oh, okay. Well, we should have got the F4 social team onto that, which is me, to get the post about that. But 4th can be decided.
I mean, between 5th and 7th, you have 3 drivers separated by 4 points. As to his changes, as Aaron, who was 4th before Silverstone, dropped down all the way to 7th.
You could also invite Juan quickly. That would be greatly disconnected there. Sorry to overcut you there, Brendan. Carry on.
Yep, that is a bit unfortunate for him. Yeah, so hopefully we'll get something interesting here tonight.
Hopefully, Singapore's normally a very interesting race, whether it is some great battles, some crashes, bit of mismatch here and there. It is normally a quite interesting one, but we are here in qualifying. We're on looking at Sam Davis, who signed for Aston Martin. Yep, well done, Evan. He signed for AlphaTauri for next season alongside his current teammate Jack Redmond. Jack going back to the team where he won his championships. Sam Davis, currently purple in the first sector, however I believe he could be one of the first people on his lap. Jack Redmond and Lewis McWilliam both serving qualifying bans tonight. They won't be setting laps and they will be starting at the back of the grid. Juan is back in the session. Very well done, Brendan. Sam Davis now entering sector number 3, bit slow through there, but not bad, and it will be slow. He sets the banker time of a 37.7. That will be beaten by herself later on in the session. And just looks like a install lap. Sam under the tunnel, and there's our McFall with a 37.3. Have I got the lap times completely wrong? I think I have. No. That is Liam Angelo Carrick with a 36.1, meaning he's the first driver with some form of Filipino heritage to set a lap time here in Formula Virtual Racing. Sam Davis destroys that lap time with about half a second quicker, ends up king.
He was on mediums. So, not bad.
That's a very good lap. Brady Pollock, 35.4. He sets the banker time. We're on board with Lightning Luke Davis, joining Tyler Davison at Mercedes next season. Wow, how he'd love to end this season on a high. Just over the Anderson Bridge into the hairpin now for the young Briton. And a little bit of slipstream off our world champion legend Rosenberg. But overall, that didn't look too bad for Luke. Into sector number 3. He is purple in 2, so it was not bad at all. Tricky bit of the track, this. You can easily invalidate. I know it looks like you can't, but you most certainly can. Under the tunnel now.
Legend invalidated anyway there, so...
Legend, of course, winning last week in Silverstone from the back of the grid. I'm sure he'd love to do it again. Here comes Luke Davis rounding the final 2 corners of Marina Bay. It will only be 4th for the young Briton. It will be Jake Marsh, though, who will go up 2nd for Ferrari. Jake staying at the team and partnering Juan Hernandez, a Spanish Ferrari driver. Is it written in the stars? It wasn't for Alonso. Hopefully it will be for Juan. Gift Pachero, the birthday boy himself, is entering the Singapore Sling, or what used to be the Singapore Sling, down towards the right-hander. Heading onto the Anderson Bridge. Gift will be looking for a good result here. He is joining the world champions next season, Aston Martin, staying alongside Brady Pollock, that is. They will both be joining the Aston Martin team, and it will definitely be a decent partnership. Of course, having experience together, they will be hoping for the best, Brian.
Yep, so obviously there'll be some big shoes to fill there anyway. Those being legends. Let's see if one of them will be able to fill the shoes. On the other, can they actually be one of the teams that you wouldn't expect them to be that high up, but they will end up there because it's a case of they just get the consistency. But that hasn't been something that's been much of their strong suit, especially for Junior.
As that is Enzo King retiring from the session. That is a crash. That is a mistake from the Mercedes-man. He's not only one to make mistakes in qualifying of anything, but he is out of qualifying now. One of the Red Bulls coming up to him. This is Bourbion. Well, he's gone off the track there, unfortunately. But that is, not great. Luke Davis improves by 0.4 of a second. That is no positional improvement, but he will stay in what is currently 6th position. We still have a lot of times to go on the board. No Legend, no Tyler, no Juan, no Kyle on the board. All front runners necessarily on the board just yet. But we still have to go on board with someone for a lap time. Adrian currently is no wing, so I don't think it'd be great. Oh, he's hit the wall again. Don't think it'd be great to go on board with him for a lap. I don't think it'll be the quickest thing in the world. But it's so far qualifying looked like a bit of a mix-up.
Well, looks like Liam Weisman here will be going for a lap. Unfortunately, in FERA yesterday, due to desync, I may or may not have killed him.
At least you're honest, Brendan.
No, it was desync, to be fair. That wasn't my fault.
No, we're not going to blame you. Here's Liam Weisman into turn 1 and 2. We know we're a little bit off the mark, but Brendan, would you like to talk us through this one?
Yep, so through 1, 2 and 3 to come very quickly at you, so you have to be ready. And make sure you get the power on right here for what is the longest straight on this track before you go into the barrage of turns. So, true. Left-hander, invalidated.
Invalidated for Liam Weisman. Liam Houseman is seemingly the correct Dutch pronunciation. I've said the wrong thing for the entire season, so we'll take a bit. It's just like when we realised that we had been saying world champion Sam Davis' surname wrong. We were about saying Daviste.
David.
And that is another crash. That is the Williams of... Oh, Morgan Hitchings off at the hairpin as well. It is an unrelated incident. We can see the Williams.
I think more just an avoidance problem.
Oh, that's an unlucky crash. Just obviously lit up the rear by the looks of where that Williams is. And is that Tyler Davison toying with the Williams? Yes, it is. That's very polite, Tyler. Well done. Sam Davis is actually on another lap, and he seems to be the only one having your traditional qualifying session. He's on his second run, and the first one went down without a hitch. He is now on his second flying lap. Kyle Albert really getting involved tonight with the stream by commenting bonk. So good luck to you, Kyle. Hopefully he does focus on the driving and not comments. Sam, purple in sector number 1.
I would hope Kyle's car doesn't go bonk into the wall, to be honest.
Hopefully not, as that is a 5-place grid penalty for Bill Nowick. Bill Nowick, last race as a reserve driver. He is joining the Haas team next season alongside Bourbion. Sam Davis really close to the wall. You can see it's muddled up his run into the hairpin. He was probably a bit too close to the wall. You want to get really close to that outside wall, and he's backed off. Yeah, he's made the mistake there, and he was actually a bit too precise. He was a little bit too precise. This man, though, he's having a brilliant session.
The upper rear there, a spun. Oh, and Enzo's left. Oh god.
Yeah, Jack Redmond disconnected as well, and there was absolutely no love lost between them two. They may have crashed last week, so we may see a little bit of argy-bargy. Enzo not leaving that much room, but so far Brady Pollock is up on his second time. He's on provisional pole, and the South African is looking like he might be in with a shot tonight. He's definitely known for a bit of street track action, of course finishing on the podium twice in Monte Carlo. Was leading the Monaco Grand Prix this season for quite a bit, and he's looking very decent here in Singapore qualifying.
Well, it's improving by over half a second.
So he definitely is not looking too shabby tonight for a good result. Of course, it is only qualifying, and really around Singapore, it doesn't decide too much unless your name is Lewis Hamilton, in which case you'll probably go on to win. Oh, he's hit the Mercedes! Oh, no, the Red Bull, apologies, and he's out of the session.
Oh, well.
Oh, there's going to be a big penalty for that Red Bull.
I think that was Bill Nowick.
Oh, that's not being good. Bob Bunes in the pit lane, meaning that was Bill Nowick. Meaning Brady Pollock is now out of the session, and that is really, really, really unlucky, because he was improving by quite a bit.
And look, Paul's already slipped away.
Paul has gone to Tyler Davison.
Well, provisionally, anyway.
Brady very angry, and understandably so. That was a really dilly-dallying in the tunnel. Look at that lap on the mediums. A 35.2 for Aaron McFall on the medium compound tyres. It's set him up quite nicely here. It has set him up quite nicely.
No. But look, Legend will be coming around for a lap, I presume.
He's already on the mediums as well, meaning this must be the strategy that the front runners are going for. A medium soft is possible by the statistic. Oh, Legend! Oh, that was very close. Through the Anderson Bridge, the Aston Martin.
Easily picked up here, as we both know.
Unfortunately, we do. But the Aston Martin has had an absolute wiggle and a half over the Anderson Bridge, and he has caught it quite well. That was very, very cool. I would love to see a replay on that. Obviously, we can't. But, wow, that was a close call. I don't think he's picked up damage, because he is setting up for a hot lap here. 4 minutes and 55 left in qualifying, and we still have 6 drivers yet to set a lap on the board. So, plenty of time still left in this session to be gained, but not that long left in terms of how long you can get your lap in. Here comes Legend Rosenberg with his attempt, so no damage was picked up, and this is going to be probably his last run of the session.
Well, Legend, this is one of his very good tracks here, although most tracks are usually good. This is probably just one of his favourites, to be honest. So let's see, true right-hander here, 4. And down the straight, through the kink of 5, I think now comes the turn. And then to left-hander 6. And now braking here for the slower section. Oh well, what is coming on? A lot of us track is slower section. Well, it's looking very nice for him at the moment. So now, true where the old Singapore Sling would have been, it's a little less complicated than before. But still, he's absolutely right. Very controlled in, and looks like it'll be a really nice exit out. So,
I think this will definitely find its way to the top of the timing sheets. This is a fantastic lap of Singapore, especially on the slower compound of tyres. The front runners have did their homework, and they've seen that the mediums are not that far off. Tyler Davison, of course, setting his lap on the softs. He will be the real challenger for pole. Although Brady's lap was improving by 7/10, meaning he would be absolutely clear of these guys at the front. Oh, Legend! Oh, almost making a mistake there through the final corner. Or through, apologies, the second final corner, and that might have lost him some lap time. It has, it's only third spot. Really, that is 2 big moments, one on his out lap, one on his qualifying lap, and it has cost him pole just over the limit a little bit, meaning he will only line up third unless he gets another lap in. That was very, very close to not getting the lap in for Legend Rosenberg. If Pacheco starting his lap now as well. See, down into turn number 1. Of course, turning 16 years of age is Skiff Pacheco. He will be hoping for a great result tonight, as will everyone, because that's normally how racing works. But he will especially be looking to do well down the longest straight on the track and towards one of the best overtaking spots on the track, braking just after the 100-metre board, downshift to 4th gear, get the car rotated, and now one of the more trickier corners. If you manage to even scrape that barrier on the outside, it will absolutely flick you off. third gear now, get the rotation in, short shift up to fourth, down to where the old Singapore sling is, and just try to get it hooked in on that curb. He's gone a little bit wide, and now make sure you don't hit this curb on the left hand side. It will chuck you off into what will be a monument on the Anderson Bridge. Round the hairpin, this is not a bad lap for the AlphaTauri. One AlphaTauri is quick tonight, unfortunately won't get the lap he wants in qualifying, but Gift Pachero is purple in Sector 2. Try not to cross that white line, it will invalidate your lap time into Sector 2. Slow McLaren in the sector, hopefully they keep moving. It may be Kyle Albert, who is just setting up a qualifying lap. Under the stand tunnel, very close to the inside wall, is Pachero in third gear through this entire sector, and now you can get up the gears a little bit more. Rounding the second final corner, mistake from Rosenberg we've seen through there. Final corner, just pin the car, hope it sticks across the line. Where's this lap going to put him? It's going to put him ninth, which is not the worst in the world, because he's ahead of Luke Davis and Juan Hernandez, which would be two big names at the top of the timing sheets, and that is legend done for the day.
One is, let's see, invalid, and I believe he is done for, so P11.
Jake Marsh currently improving in the second sector, currently fifth. He's only 2/10 off pole, which is not a lot. Sam has been disqualified for driving the wrong way. I would like to think that wasn't on purpose, but we'll have to wait and see. So
Sam will be fuming at this point.
Both Hasses are down the back. Here comes Jake Marsh, who really could be challenging for this pole if he nails this final corner. Wants to challenge for the title next season. He will challenge for the pole. 4/10 of a second. What a lap by the Briton. 34-7, apologies. There's only one man who's going to beat this today, and I think it could be this one. Tyler Davison. He is improving in the first sector narrowly. Runs a little bit wide. Qualifying is now over. This lap that you are on will be the final one in the session. Everyone's made the line who still wants to. But that is Liam Huisman. That's Liam out of qualifying. You can see him there, he's just run off. Aaron McFault's having another go in the mediums, wants to try and improve. Jake is done for the day, of course, setting that really fast lap. Doesn't want to waste the tyres anymore. Tyler, over the Anderson Bridge, gets really close to the outside wall. It's a line he likes to take. You will see today, Tyler Davison. He likes to run a lot wider and get a narrower exit. There's an AlphaTauri parked on the right-hand side. Tyler's purple in too, so that just seems to be a bit of an error there. It might not be a legitimate purple. Into the middle the last sector, apologies. He is going to need an absolute monster in this one. Under the tunnel, just gets the car flicked in time. Really smooth steering style, you will see from the Alfa Romeo driver joining Mercedes next season. Will he be able to beat championship rivals, possibly Ferrari?
He up to 6th.
He will not. It will only be a 10th. Aaron McFall, what can he do? He's hit the wall. He's made the mistake. He was improving. It won't be enough for pole. So Aaron McFall will start second on the grid because he has managed to get 2/10 out of it, in fairness. He has managed to get a 35 flat on the mediums, which is an absolute excellent run. And Liam Angelo Carrick was improving by 4/10 of a second. But he has been to that lap, and that is qualifying. And honestly, a very confusing session, but that is Jake Marsh taking his first career pole.
Yeah, not sure. So, an odd session.
It's left me confused about what you can expect for the race, because the strategy is completely split. Of course, Jake will be starting on the softs, and so will Tyler, Aaron on the mediums. And then you have Jack Lewis, Sam, Juan, all in the bottom 10. It'll be interesting to see what they do. I presume it'll be a medium start. But Aaron's mediums won't be in the prettiest of conditions. We can see the Ferrari being towed into his pit garage now.
Are arguably worse, to be honest. They've had another lap more than Aaron's.
But there it is. It is Britain on top once again. Like last week, Tyler Davison took pole. He's been beaten by another young Britishman. It is Jake Marsh who has beaten him with a 34-7. First man to break in and only man to break into the 34s in this qualifying session. Aaron McFall will start in second ahead of Tyler Davison in third. World champion Legend Rosenberg will start fourth ahead of Brady Pollock in fifth. Luke Davis will start sixth. Enzo King in seventh. Liam Carrick in eighth on the mediums. Gift Pachero starting ninth, and Bort Bune starting in the top 10th in 11th. It'll be Bill Nowick starting in 11th, Juan Hernandez starting in 12th, Clive Lennon in 13th, Morgan Hitchings will start from 14th. Although we do need to remember, Bill Nowick does have that 5-place grid penalty.
Yep, obviously now we're into the race, and anything can happen in Singapore here. So, turn 1, 2 and 3 are going to be fairly crucial. See,
my advice to anyone tuning in tonight is to be... don't think Jake is going to win this race because he's the best pace. That's not how it works around Singapore. It will be whatever driver is cleverest, because I honestly think Singapore is sometimes worse than Monaco for being held up, because if you get held up behind a car who you can't overtake, you lose more time around Singapore than you do in Monaco. Because of how big this track is and there's how many corners, there is little overtaking opportunities. So turn 1 is going to be a big one, and is it turn 5? Yes, turn 5 will be a big one. But Brendan, like we do every week, who's going to win? I know I just said it's hard to predict, but I'm going to ask you anyways.
Kind of put me on the spot there. So, it could realistically, you'd probably say whoever's able to benefit from strategy calls. If we get like a safety car around lap 4 or 5, it means the soft runners have pretty much hit the jackpot.
Just look at that split strategy. That is a rainbow. You don't normally see that. You normally see everyone in the top 10 on softs.
A rainbow usually has more than 3 colours, to be fair.
Well, look, if someone was starting on the Inters, I'd be slightly concerned.
Well, Bill Nowick has added to his troubles by having a spin-off formation lap.
Oh no, that's never a good sign if someone spins in the formation lap. But starting tyres are as follows: Jake Marsh softs, Aaron McFall mediums, Tyler Davison softs, Legend Rosenberg mediums, Brady Pollock, Luke Davis, Enzo King softs, Liam Carrick mediums, Gift Pachero, Bort Bune softs, Juan Hernandez, Chloe Morgan, Liam Houseman on mediums, Jack Redmond's hards, Bill Nowick mediums, Lewis McWilliam mediums, Kyle Albert hards, Adrian Tice mediums, and Sam Davison hards. That wasn't a mouthful at all.
Jack is disconnected.
Has he disconnected?
Or
has he not joined back after qualifying?
It's AI. He's on hard tyre, which is the prescribed strategy.
I don't think he's joined back, which is a bit of an issue, I won't lie to you.
Oh, great.
Oh, who doesn't love a random AI car around Singapore? It's a joyous occasion under safety cars, but
yeah.
I'm sure Legend will be thankful.
Oh yes,
for some of our regular fans, you will get that joke. For some of the newbies, probably not. But
I now can't remember which account to invite.
It is Jack_Redmond_. This has been a very fast formation lap for Jake Marsh, and one big common problem around Singapore is the tyre pressures, because they heat up so much in driving, but they are impossible to heat up under safety car. So if we get a spin under the safety car restart, don't be too surprised. It is a common problem. And everybody's going to be cursing Sam Davison, who is really, really extending this formation lap. He is right at the back.
Jack_Redmond_, right?
Correct. 2 points, Brendan. Well, as we get ready here in Singapore...
I got 12 in FER8 today, or yesterday.
Well done.
Yeah.
That is the best number, of course. But here we go. For Singapore, the final time in Season 5. Now, we will have a race start, unless we have a restart, but hopefully not. Sam Davison in his grid slot. Jake Marsh on pole. Will it be a second career FEO victory? He won in Portugal this season. 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. We go racing in Singapore. Look at the race start from Legend Rosenberg. He's got a fantastic launch down towards turn 1. Jake Marsh will keep the lead, or will he? Oh, Legend's punted Aaron around. And the two friends go spinning in sequence. Aaron McFall has been sent to the back by Legend Rosenberg. Completely missed his braking for the first time this season. He has really made a crucial mistake on lap 1. He's in the hunt for Tyler Davison, possibly damage free. But Brady Pollock could really sense some opportunity.
Well. And Junior.
Junior's got sent to the back as well. Here comes Legend. He looks like he's got away with that damage free somehow. Tyler Davison really under pressure. Jake Marsh going to be loving this. A 1.2 second gap at the front of the grid already. Brady Pollock is
Kyle's
really looking
to
to get past legend Tyler Davison, struggling as well on this first lap. Look at this though, 3 spots for Juan Hernandez. The Mercedes-man is taking no prisoners today after a season of unluck. Liam Houseman on the mediums. Oh, he's sent it in the sling and his front wing's gone. Oh, he was just been gone completely wide after a great opening lap. Lewis McWilliams at the back as well. Something's happened there. It's a chaotic lap 1 here in Singapore. Brady Pollock right on the back of Rosenberg, going to be looking for a move soon. We have 31 laps of this, folks. Don't go anywhere soon, because that was just one example of what this track can bring.
Track contact.
And it looks like there was a lot of drivers struggling. Liam Houseman just getting the car turned in. Jack Redmond's AI as well. Jake Marsh, though,
going on here?
Leading the Grand Prix by 3 seconds. Something's happening to Tyler Davison. Tyler is into the pit lane. He's picked up damage. Legend Rosenberg takes second spot after possibly causing all of that damage. So that is what's happened there. Jake has just soared away into the sunset and leads by 3.6 seconds.
Oh, and that's Jupiter around again.
Oh, that's Junior. He's gone and he's reset onto the track. I'm unsure if he's damaged or anything from that.
No damage.
No damage.
But probably some worn tyres.
A lot of action in the pit lane.
Oh god, you can see how hard it is for him to just keep the car in the straight line.
Yeah, he's really struggling. He's really going to struggle to get those temperatures down. That is for sure. But Legend is still not out of the clear because he's very much under pressure from the South African behind. And Legend doesn't have a car in front to provide that extra straight line speed. I'm sure he prefers not having a slow car in front of him. We will wait and see. Brady Pollock already up onto the podium. It could be a day of blessing for him. I'm sure he will be looking for another career podium. Of course, he has had a great season in terms of podiums. Scored one in Monaco and scored one in Saudi Arabia. He loves a bit of nighttime street racing in this side of the world. We'll see, can he do it again today? We drop further down the pack. Sam Davis is up 10 positions on the hard compound tyres. He's broken into the points already, and that couldn't have gone better for him.
Yeah, it really worked out well here. And look at Chloe also win the points.
Yeah, that's a great race start from the Williams and from Borbune as well to break into the points. Juan Hernandez.
Borbune qualified in top 10.
Borbune did qualify in the top 10. I believe that might have been his first top 10 qualifying, but don't quote me on that statistic. Juan Hernandez already on the back of this leading train. Legend Rosenberg has got a bit of a gap to the South African behind him. He has pulled away and will be chunking into Jake's lead. They're on different strategies, of course, so do keep that in mind. Bill Nowick into the pit lane.
Presuming for hard compound tyres.
That's a yellow flag. That is Morgan Hitchings into the wall. Oh, he spun round actually. He might have hit the wall. Trying to get himself cleared out of there. He's got it going again, so not out of the race at least. He can still carry on. Might have to take another trip into pit lane, but we will leave him be. The other Aston Martin of Liam Angelo Carrick is performing well. He's up 2 spots to 6. Of course, they've had Kieran Spears in that car for the remainder of the season. It is a reserve in it for this week. It was a reserve in it for last week as well. No Kieran Spears available. That is Morgan Hitchings gone again. We're not going to cut to that one. He has gone at the end of sector number 3. Sam Davison down the inside to the hairpin on the Williams. Oh, it's been pushed into the wall, and Sam has made a meal of it. That has really not gone well, and Haas clearly don't like these 2 corners on this straight. Adrian Tice sends one up the inside. The Canadian looking for an opportunity. He backs out of that one though. He thinks better of it. That Williams now has wing damage possibly, and is now being overtaken by Lewis McWilliam. The 2 Williamses side by side. As old Ford would have said, it's a nice photo for the sponsors. It's certainly not good for the race result. Kyle Albert now sends one up the inside. Aaron McFall going to do the same, presumably. Doesn't want to be stuck behind a car with front wing damage. And now Aaron McFall has to shove his way past. Rubbing his racing, as they say in the States. But Aaron has found his way past, and Williams into the pit lane. That is very disappointing.
Sometimes the luck just isn't there, really. For some people.
And luck isn't there, but speaking of pace, Legend Rosenberg, wow! He's cut into this gap by a landslide. Jake, of course, will have the worst tyre wear of the two, but Legend really quick on this set of mediums.
I say Tyler still has pace here, fastest lap, so you'd be aiming now. Probably you could try a medium to the end and see where it gets him.
There'll be a bit of battle on pit lane here. It will be Ferrari versus Williams, which isn't a battle we haven't seen for a long time, but the Ferrari does come out in front. This is Juan Hernandez and Liam Carrick having a battle here. Juan Hernandez has possibly gone down the inside of the hairpin, down towards this very famous corner in this series. If you're not getting that reference, head back to Season 4 finale, and you will certainly get it. But Juan Hernandez has gone up the inside there, and has made it work absolutely beautifully. Next man for him is Luke Davis, the man taking his seat next season. Luke, of course, transferring from Alpine to Mercedes. Juan Hernandez going from Mercedes to that car that's leading the race, the Scuderia Ferrari. He will be saying goodbye to Mercedes and buongiorno to Ferrari. 1.9 seconds is the gap at the front, but we will stick here with Juan Hernandez, who's going to find himself under a bit of pressure from Liam Carrick here. Liam's had a great last sector in that World Championship powered Aston Martin Cognizant car. I'm sure there's very many more sponsors for that team, but I'm not going to read them. I believe it could be the Aston Martin Cognizant JCB BWT TikTok car, but we're not going to go for that.
BWT is now an Alpine thing.
Oh, that's true. We also have the Crypto.com. Can't forget that. We also have the overtake from Juan Hernandez round the outside of Luke Davis. It's his teammate in front of him. His teammate's possibly going to box Luke Davis in, and Luke Davis has been sent round. I'm really confused to what happened there. He has just been sent spinning and will now find himself back with Lewis McWilliam. But that is now Mercedes in 4-5. Mercedes needed this sort of result last week. It didn't come. And Juan needed it the week before. It didn't come. But they are now in a very good position for the two of them to round out their careers. That is Lewis past Luke Davies.
Oh, Bill Novikov.
Oh, Lucas Damage, he's really struggling. Been passed by Sam Davison now, and Borbune is also going to be looking to go up the inside of the Alpine at his next best opportunity. Adrian Tice almost slamming into the Red Bull. That's because he has to avoid a surging Kyle Albert. Kyle making moves on this hard compound tyre. He's going to go for the outside here, will the McLaren, and he is going to absolutely make that move stick as Borbune gets all caught out in the exit, and now it's a real kerfuffle at the back of the pack. Kyle Albert will lead this train, but Adrian and Borbune will still be fighting, and Adrian's going to have to go the long way around and push himself past. Aaron McFall's going to have to go for another move into this last sector, most likely, because Borbune is really falling down the positions, doesn't have the pace. There's a swap for the two Mercedes, and Brady Pollock has entered the pit lane. Enzo King, also in the pit lane. That is with that swap. The soft compound tyres are starting to fade. Borbune, crossing the pit lane line. We'll pretend we didn't see that one. He dives into the pit lane for a medium as well, meaning now the only softs runners in the top 10 are Jake Marsh and Luke Davies. So, the tyre wear is really hurting, because just take a look at this. Legend Rosenberg finds himself planted right behind the Ferrari after being 3.4 seconds behind on lap number 1. And honestly, it's not an easy gap to close. You might think it is, because it can be closed fairly quickly in Formula 1, but you have to remember these cars are very much equal. The only thing separating them is the tyres and the guy behind the wheel. Behind the wheel with the number 50, you have the world champion Legend Rosenberg, and that's the reason he has the quicker pace. He has definitely proved this season he is most certainly the fastest driver on this field of 20. I imagine Jake will be pitting this lap. What would you think, Brendan? What's the best strategy for Jake from here?
Pitting would not be the worst option as of now. It would just mean you wouldn't have to fight Legend on track, and it saves him time. Plus he gets fresh.
Stays out. Jake obviously feels that these tyres aren't too bad, and I'm not going to let my strategy be ruined by a Flying Dutchman behind me. There's definitely going to be an overtake. Oh no, Legend makes a mistake, runs wide, and has definitely picked up some sort of warning there, but he's run wide. He's got an absolute brilliant exit off for running wide, and now he's right behind the Ferrari even closer. Down
no warning,
towards
actually.
turn 5 we go. Is there going to be much of a defence from Jake Marsh? There is absolutely not, and he will just tuck in behind Legend Rosenberg. That's clever driving from Jake Marsh, because he knows he's probably not going to win this one on pure pace as of right now. Could win it on pure pace towards the end when they're on a more even surface, but for now he will not. Legend Rosenberg.
Look at the way it's pulled away.
Yeah, Jake is really struggling, and the softs will be absolutely knackered. We know we're only 7 laps in, but really tyre wear is extremely high around Singapore. Yellow flag in sector 3. That is Gif Pichero once again. He's on a fresh set of mediums, and he has taken those fresh set of mediums, got them nice and warmed in with a spin. That's it. Very unlucky for him. Aaron McFall now finds himself behind his teammate, who has not made a pit stop yet. Aaron McFall, of course, spun on lap 1 by Rosenberg. Now he finds himself stuck behind Lightning Luke Davies. I imagine there'll be a swap done here. There will be a swap done. Alpine working together right until the end. Of course, both leaving the team at the end of the season. Aaron would be taking a trip over to Milton Keynes for Red Bull Racing. Luke, of course, will be taking a trip over to Mercedes, and I may have forgot with the Mercedes factory. Brackley, that's it. I was going to say Brixton, but that's definitely not right. Jake Marsh into the pit lane on a set of softs, and he will be going on a set of the mediums. He's probably not going to get them to the end, but he'll give it a good go. I imagine Luke Davies is in also. He is. That means both Alfa Romeos will find themselves in a points-paying position because of Jake Marsh pitting as well. Tyler Davison will shoot up behind. And look at this, fastest lap of the day goes to Brady Pollock. His pace hasn't died from qualifying just about yet, Brendan. And now, really, they are finding themselves at the race leader. That's an undercut move from Tyler Davison, because he now is ahead of Jake Marsh. Of course, he was behind him, lost those 3 seconds, which actually goes to show that was a really poor soft stint from our pole sitter. He's now under pressure from Brady Pollock, who made a very early pit stop. He pitted a lap ago, but that was earlier than everybody else, which is an undercut. If you don't know what an undercut is, it is when basically somebody pits a lap earlier than you and does a fast out lap and then gets in front of you. They have undercut. The overcut being the opposite, if someone stays out a lap later and gains the spot. Jake really should have pit to try defend the undercut from Tyler, because look how close it is now, and realistically these 3 are all on a very, very similar pace level.
Yep. So now...
okay, I've been proved right, Brendan. The Merc engine facility is in Brixton, meaning I am half right.
Oh yeah. But
no, it's in Brixworth. Never mind.
Oh well.
I was going to say Brixton is where all the actors and stuff live, but it's definitely not an engine facility there. Oh, Aaron almost finding himself staying in the engine facility, because he almost smacked his into the barrier. Kyle Albert and Sam Davis are the 2 hard compound tyres runners since the start of this Grand Prix. 5th and 6th. No, they haven't. There's been a lot of pitters and they haven't, but that's still not bad.
See, they'll be able to go further on to the race, and any of its safety cars could play into their hands.
Juan has been kept with... Sorry, I'll rephrase that. William Angelo Carrick has kept with Juan Hernandez, and he is only 0.4 of a second behind him. Legend leads this race by 8.7 seconds, and I'm sure he wishes this was last season when he was doing it.
Well, see, then it would have been winning the championship.
I know I don't normally comment on the stream chat for the race, but 2 regulars, of course. We have the Mercedes team boss and Sam Kift, who's made some reserve appearances. Just quickly, is that Gif Pichero off at 1? It is Gif Pichero off at 1. But just quickly, Sam Kift has said that technically the Mercedes engines are made in Brixton. Khalil has replied Brixworth, and he's gone Brixton is the water company, but no, that's Buxton. So, also Buxton, not to be confused with Will Buxton, who, well, is the F1 version of Brendan. And that's Tyler Davison! That's Tyler Davison into the wall! And that's a virtual safety car, and we probably should have been concentrating on that. But that is Tyler Davison into the wall.
Oh, Legend missed a pit. Juan's in. Juan could... No.
They've got the pit under virtual safety car, and this could really benefit them. Lewis McWilliam in, Sam Davison will take second, Kyle Albert has gone for the pit lane. And have Jake and Tyler made contact? Because I believe I seen the Ferrari in the wall. Yes, Jake has front wing damage, so there's been contact between those two.
Probably because
Jake's in.
Yeah, no front wing. Jake probably wanted to get the move on Tyler, and that's probably caused the incident.
It's completely messed them both up. I don't think Tyler has damage because he did manage to escape into a runoff, but Jake has probably just completely missed his braking. And Legend Rosenberg, we're on lap 10, is coming up to lap Morgan Hitchings.
Oh god, and it's not the first time he's been lapped this season, I think.
No, Haas, well, not looking too great for next season, considering the two drivers are in 17th and 20th, as Adrian Tice has picked up a speeding penalty. Oh, that's not very good for him. We go racing once again here on lap number 10, and now things have started to get interesting, because now, God only knows who's going to be on the podium. Aaron McFall's gone for a set of the soft compound tyres. They'll only get to lap 16.
I mean, I suppose if you want to go for a real fast stint in between and then medium to the end, I suppose it's not the worst. And if
it will get him back up a few places because he is on the back foot now. And he's not putting gaining the places on the long finger. I will find out what's happened with Tyler and Jake. We will see here. Watching Tyler, he went to go past Adrian, and Jake tried to go in the middle of the two. Tyler did get wing damage, and so did Jake. A complete mess up from the two drivers. Legend Rosenberg is into the pit lane, and realistically, he should still get out in front. He did have an 8-second gap to Juan Hernandez, although will Juan gain that much in the pit lane?
Well,
we will find out now. They're both on the hard tyres. There's Legend on pit exit. Brady Pollock will get him. Brady Pollock will get him. Into turn number 1. Is it the Alpha Tauri or is it the Aston Martin? Is it going to be the former Aston Martin driver, the new one who gets the lead? It will be the new one who gets the lead. And now Juan Hernandez, get your skids on because there is a race here. He could catch Legend due to being backed up by Brady. But look at this. Liam Carrick has gone for Juan Hernandez now. Juan really struggling, and the Aston Martin is gone at the inside. Aston Martin now, 3 and 4. Liam Carrick gets himself up. Legend Rosenberg is now stuck behind Alpha Tauri. That has thrown a spanner into this because Sam Davison now once again leads an FVR race, and that feels nice to say after his poor form when he leads the Grand Prix.
Well, a couple of more laps and a safety car will probably put him in the lead of the race.
Look at this man, Lewis McWilliam on fresh mediums. Oh, he's tapped Enzo. Hopefully no damage there for the Williams, but he is right on the back in this train as well, because of course Liam Carrick is only 2.5 seconds behind Legend. Lewis McWilliam, he's going to try the inside. No, he's not. Juan's run wide. Juan in the wall. Juan around. Juan is really struggling. Well, he's certainly struggling now. He's no front wing, and he has been sent spinning.
No,
what's going on
with front wing?
I don't think these guys on the hard compounded tyres have any temperatures.
You're saying he's no front wing.
I did hear you the 4 times, Brendan, don't worry. But
look, Kyle now on over one.
Look at this. These guys are all really struggling with tyre temperatures, and Lewis McWilliam and Brady Pollock are just charging away from them. Lewis, of course, is charging into them.
Probably for mediums.
Probably. I mean, there's definitely a struggle.
And that was a potential podium there for one. Gone to out of point.
It's really been... Oh no! That was really close! Lewis McWilliam's gone for an unseeable gap up the inside and somehow has made it stick.
Oh!
Oh no! Enzo's hit him! Oh no, Enzo's hit him and he sent them round. And I don't know what's gone on there.
Just drove his wing off.
Oh, I don't know what's gone on there, but Enzo's completely sent him round, and we now have virtual safety car.
That become full.
Oh, that wasn't pretty from Enzo. I don't know what's gone on there, if it's just an accident or whatever, but it doesn't look pretty from the surface. But Lewis went up the inside for an unseeable gap. And got it done, to be fair to the man. but it certainly hasn't worked out well.
I wonder, is Sam Dempsey going to pit, or will he elect to just stay out?
Listen, he stayed out this far and it has absolutely worked. I don't see why he wouldn't pit. He's avoiding this kerfuffle. We go racing, so he definitely won't pit. But this is really becoming a little bit messy here. Just that little bit messy. Lewis brake checked him, says Khalil. I mean, I don't think so. There was a corner there, which Formula 1 drivers do normally brake for. So, Enzo, I think, has damage as well. He's into the pit lane. Lewis McWilliam is 100% into the pit lane. He has limped this car from a great position, and the man in the best position is Brady Pollock. If he would win, he'd become the first non-European winner of a Formula Virtual race in 5 seasons. He doesn't live in England, to be fair to him, but he's not from England. But he would become the first non-European winner, and that is Liam Houseman. That is Liam Houseman. It's all gone wrong here for Ferrari. I think he's kept his wing. I think he has kept his front wing, but he's definitely lost a couple of positions and a lot of time. And this order is swapping and changing by the minute. Here comes Lewis McWilliam. Is he going to get in front of his teammate? He is. He'll be behind Adrian Teich. And Brendan, I am just very much confused by this, because this order is changing by the lap.
It's just weird.
Oh no, that's Lewis again. That's Lewis again. I really don't know what's happened there, because he was on a straight, but he's now down to 17th.
Hold on, oh god, we're getting the proper helicopter view. No visible damage, but there could be some unseen damage. Oh, is that? Yeah, it's definitely something's happened again.
No, I don't know what's gone on there with Lewis McWilliam, but his race has gone to shreds in the last 2 laps.
Ron, I think the frustration might have played a part in this.
The real battle for this win, I think, will be... Well, I don't think it will be, because Brady Pollock does still have to make a pit stop. He is on 7-lap old mediums. They'll only do about 7 more, probably. Unless we get some form of a safety car. We haven't had a full course caution yet today. We've had 2 virtual safety cars. And I'm sure Brady's only in dreamland of the thoughts that he's outpacing the world champion. The world champion is on slightly worse tyres, but he's certainly outpacing him and catching our race leader. Sam Davison, though, still playing a blinder at this one, because even if he pits, he will come out about 8th. Yeah, he'll come out where Charlie Davison is. He'll possibly come out behind him. Oh no, he could well come out in front. It's a short pit lane here in Singapore.
Well, I think at the moment, it'd just be focusing on the lap times.
Mercedes are back down together after their incidents, respectively. Juan Hernandez was a freak one, really, and then Enzo King, of course, with the incident between himself and Lewis McWilliam. Adrian Teich is right on the back of Bill Nowick. I think Adrian might have picked up some damage. No, has a front wing, just as... although he's actually gained a couple of spots, apologies. Oh, here we go, Bourbune's disconnected, that's the problem here. Oh, he goes up the inside, there's Bourbune disconnecting. Oh, he's making a move into the Singapore sling. That is a very decent move, if I do say so myself. That is a commentator's curse, if I do say so myself.
Yep.
Yeah, I won't be a popular character for that commentator's curse, but... oh, they happen. I think I've made about 6 in the last 2 races. Aaron McFall is into the pits already. He's only lasted 4 laps on that set of softs. He's gone for a front wing change. It has the number 42, so whatever's happened there, he is into the pit lane. Juan is not gaining on Enzo. He's sticking at about 9/10 behind. In fairness to Sam Davison, he has gone another lap without Brady getting into his DRS. And really, if Sam could win this race today, it would be such a comeback story. He has had an awful season. Most of it not being his own fault, but he has had a woeful season. He wants to come back next year, and he wants to try win his 2nd World Championship. But if it's off this year's form, it is terrible. Oh, Legend Rosenberg slow. Rosenberg slow and has been absolutely soared past. What's Legend doing? Legend has stopped on the straight. And now he can't get the car turned. What's going on here? What is wrong with the Aston Martin? The world champion has clearly some issues, whether it's software, whether it's... I really don't know, but... Bob Bune is back, but what has happened, Legend? He just all of a sudden stopped on the straight and then stopped heading into the corner and couldn't get the car moved. He's back running now, but that is a peculiar incident. And
perplexing.
Really, this race it's not your classic F4 race. It's just chaos, but not as in everybody taking each other out, just as in Legend having car issues. Juan randomly being spun from out of nowhere. Legend struggling. The car's died again. Something is major wrong with this Aston Martin. Obviously, it's not the car itself. It's probably his wheel that he has in his home, of course. Jake's car's gone as well. Juan's going slowly too. Aaron's pushing.
Jake have?
What is Legend?
No, quick question. What wheels does Jake have?
I've no idea, but Jake Marsh and Legend are both going extremely slow. Everybody else is still pushing to the maximum. I know Legend owns a Fanatec, and so does Jake, but so does Tyler, and Tyler is absolutely soaring in on the Dutchman.
Well, it depends on what type of Fanatec they have.
Jake is still running fine. Legend's all over the place. This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
This Grand Prix is just odd.
This Grand Prix's chaos.
Look, Sam is into the pits.
This is 100% equipment failure. For whatever brand they have, which would... Legend is Fanatec, of course. But this is 100% equipment failure, because they've both just completely stopped at the same instance of the car just randomly stopping. And Legend's still not fully back up to speed. Tyler's absolutely soaring past them, and he will soar past them. This is bizarre. This is really confusing.
Let's see. Hold on. Let's see now. Where do you come out? Sam's ahead.
Sam's ahead of Legend now. We thought Sam would come out behind, well behind, but Sam is ahead of Legend on a set of tyres that can make the end of this race. This is peculiar, this is bizarre, and I definitely think it was equipment failure, because Legend and Jake are back up to speed now, but they both just completely died on the same lap. Yeah, it's a Fanatec issue. We have had a comment there saying someone has had the same issue. It's a Fanatec issue. Fanatec's wheels have just all died at the same point in this Grand Prix. Legend, he's gone again. It's gone again as the Aston Martin.
Well, now we have to watch for Jake. Would it happen to him in a couple of minutes now?
We'll see here. But the software has just died.
It's died again.
Legend's gone again. The Aston's done. The Aston Martin is done from this race. Of any chance of a win. He has the title in the bag. He's not going to be bothered. But this is crazy. Lap 18, 17 and 16 have been the weirdest laps I have ever seen. Couldn't connect his wheel to the game. We're getting some reports in. Oh, that's a McLaren gone. Oh, it's Morgan. Okay, it's Morgan. I thought it was Kyle, but Kyle is a pad user, so he would have been okay. This is bizarre. This is so bizarre. Jake is fine. He's pulled 12 seconds on Legend, so Jake's not really having any issues, and he's sort of keeping with Tyler, so we'd like to think they're both okay at this point. But he's completely died. He now has Enzo King, Juan Hernandez and Aaron McFall behind him, and they are no slouches. I will tell you that for nothing. But realistically, this is just obscene. And I know I keep saying it, but that's because it is. You don't see car failures in league racing because it doesn't happen. It's equal cars, and they'll all be fine to the end of the race. But now we are.
I think I've seen this happen to some people. Sometimes the Fanatec just disconnects.
Here we go. Enzo to the inside of Legend now. Enzo King got to try go around the outside. He's had a bad experience at this corner today. He's going to try dummy him in and out. We know Legend's car is not running right. Well, his wheel certainly isn't. And
it's working now.
It's working, but his pace is not Legend Rosenberg pace. And, yeah, they're all right on the back of him. He is so much struggling. Fair play for carrying on. I do respect it because he's having a lot of issues. Fanatec reliability, yeah, I have one myself. And thankfully it's all good, but I would definitely think that it is Fanatec because, of course... Oh, no! I think Legend's car has died mid-corner there, and then just behind him, once in the wall again. Oh, the Mercedes in that wall for 2 times today, and I don't know if Aaron shoved him in it, but Legend is not at full pace. He is not at full pelt here.
1.3 second there causing that should be removed realistically. Otherwise I
don't know if it will. It was caused by himself. It was Aaron! Oh, what a save, son! What a save! He has just caught the car. His rally skills showing there. Of course, races in the FL or Rally League. Is currently second and doing very well. He's showed a couple of skills there here on the streets of Singapore. Enzo obviously doesn't know what's happening to Legend. He just thinks it's Legend. And obviously he's not going to send one up the inside of Legend because Legend's a great driver and you won't work.
Oh, look at the twitching there. So odd.
Brady also has a Fanatec.
Oh, God,
yeah, Legend is really struggling. Legend is really struggling. And for the Brady fans, Brady is a different one. He's a different model, so he will be fine. It is a specific model that has failed.
Is the CSL Elite?
It is the CSL Elite F1 is what them two have. Brady has a GT Sport Edition.
Tyler has a podium.
Tyler has a podium wheel, yeah. Legend's gone again. The Aston's gone. It's just, whatever's happened has just gone bust. He's suffering a lot more than Jake did because Jake is back on the pace and now catching Tyler Davison.
Oh, would this be because of updates? Oh God, he's out!
He's gone, and he's gone. Aston Martin in the wall. It's failed mid-corner, heading onto the Anderson Bridge, and now we have a safety car. We'll get a report in on what has caused that.
I would say now, depends on whether he's installed updates, I think, because I remember you said you don't install updates and you've never had an issue.
I've never had an issue, so it would be, because of course if you are unsure of what we're talking about in Fanatec, you do install updates to your wheel.
So now, this is all heated up. And look! Like the Brady and Liam have been caught. There's a chance Kyle
could win this race.
Kyle could be in the lead of this race. And the man, well, Sam, who's using his brother Kyle's account, will be there. So is it de facto Kyle won too?
Kyle won too.
And Juan isn't happy with Aaron, it seems.
No, and Aaron's not happy with Juan. I've seen another message of that. But,
oh, God.
Well, I've just opened my phone to see if there was a report from Legend. And I've opened it and seen a picture of Legend showing off his new setup, which is probably badly timed.
Oh, man, I've seen it. It actually looks really nice.
It's really nice, but it's a shame it doesn't work. We have Legend now. We'll see what he's going to say, but very unlucky. Of course, as I was just explaining there, you installed the updates and the upgrades died. His pedals died. His pedals died. It was software related.
Does that just make him break? Oh, looks... Well, Kyle 1-2 is kind of off now. Because,
Brady and Liam have got into the pits.
Seems like the Delta just didn't go in time.
So it is definitely the Fanatec CSL Elite pedals that have died.
Look at the choice. Liam on the socks.
Oh, Liam Angelo Carrick has gone for a bit of a gamble. Of course, it would be the first ever... It's the first ever Filipino appearance. Of course, he is Irish/Filipino. But he would definitely be, as well, the first non-European winner. We have 10 laps left of this season.
This has been the most confusing Grand Prix, I think. Just... you don't know.
Kyle Albert, this is a nice little wholesome thing. Currently has his mum sitting behind him, watching him drive. So him winning, that would certainly be a nice thing for the Albert family.
Yeah, it would be very nice.
Really, though, we probably are going to get someone who has never won a race here. Brady Pollock's never won a race. This is Liam Angela's debut. Kyle has never won a race. And then Sam Davis has won a championship, but he hasn't won for a while, so you get my point. Enzo's also gone for the softs, but he has a bit of work to do. Adrian, Bill and Liam Houseman also gone for the softs, and so has Juan, but Juan is in 15th. And if he wins from here, I will give him the money myself. So we'll have to see.
Oh god, you're just gonna see. You just see if Walnut end up winning or something. You're just like, oh, I should not speak.
Well, I owe him some money. Clearly, I was making a quote, but sure, look, I'll pay him some money if he wins from here. Aaron is saying Juan was moving under braking. Jake, we're also going to get a report from him.
Oh, Kyle's speaking as well, it seems. So.
Yeah, this driver's very active. We're on board with Kyle. Still some drivers to catch up. All on relatively new tyres. My brake had a seizure. Yeah, that's what Jake said. So that is what happened with Tyler Davison. Of course, we've seen Tyler get hit into the runoff.
Oh god, it seems like wheels start to mess up recently. I've recently had an issue where when you put on the throttle and it's like the input fluctuates.
It's a mess, really. It's way too complicated.
But I have a G29, so I think I probably need to just like clear out my pedals at some point, and that probably will sort it.
Legend says he had 1 lap of fuel, so big shout out to the safety car. I said Legend, I meant Kyle. I would just like to inform you that Sam Davison is he's currently sending Snapchats while under the safety car, because I've just gotten one, so he's concentrating on a possible win. Big shout out to Sam. They say never to be on your phone while driving. Well, the majority of our grid currently are. So we're not obeying the local road safety laws, that's for sure. But we do have a heck of a race here.
Pass the theory test anyway.
No, they definitely wouldn't pass their theory test. But we do have a heck of a race. Juan asking, are you allowed to overtake? Are you allowed to swap with your teammate? No, that's on Williams, I imagine. You are not allowed to overtake on any circumstances under the safety car.
Chloe streamed, right?
Yeah, Juan has some footage clearly because he's asked about it. The Formula Virtual Racing rules and regulations. I don't know exactly what rule and what rule it's under, but if you overtake under the safety car, you will get a penalty because it's just not allowed under any circumstances.
Actually, what I'm gonna do here...
They've swapped back, actually. They've swapped back.
Oh, well, so... clearly the message is filtered through.
Very quick, actually. We will get another safety car lap. And really, it just gives us another lap to dissect what has happened in the first 22 laps of this race, because I still don't know.
I'm not going to lie to you, we'd probably need to organise a whole event to figure out what's happened here.
We would probably need a podcast in itself.
FVR podcast.
No, I'm definitely not doing that. We get enough safety cars, we've plenty of time.
Oh god, what?
Sam has messaged me back, so he's still not concentrating. Sam has said, watch me get P1.
Okay.
Okay, he wants to win.
We'll note that.
Kyle had -1 lap of fuel, not 1 lap of fuel. He was a lap down on fuel. So he definitely needed this safety car. Oh, Jack's joined back. How kind of you.
After
23 laps of the race, he's decided, I fancy this now.
I think he needs to pit, mind you.
He needs to unlap himself. He's a lap down.
Oh, God.
But, softs will be very good here, because we are only going to have 7 laps of racing to the end, and Juan Hernandez has pit for a fresh set.
I think your mathematics is a bit off.
We'll only have 6 laps of racing to the end.
No! Your mathematics got even worse. It's lap 23 to 31.
Yes, and we'll be on lap 24 by the time the safety car comes in.
Yeah, lap 24, that's plus 8 actually, because, well, after lap 24 it would be 7, but if we're including lap 24 it's 8. So you went from 1 off the answer to 2 off.
We'll pretend that didn't happen. I may have thought it was lap 24 going on 25, but sure, look, that's not important. What is important is the fact that the man in second place is on a lot better tyres than the man in first place, but they will die down a lot quicker. And if you didn't have enough of Aston Martin winning this season, their reserve driver is on course to possibly win. Adrian's picked up a 5 seconds, and so has Jack Redmond. So Adrian's not having a good time of things. He's already served a drive-through today. He now has a 5-second penalty. Here we go then. Possibly
actually,
the final time we will have a restart
I think we
for this season.
We get a penalty rundown quickly.
If you can do it quickly, go ahead.
Well, Jake's got 3, Adrian 8, Bill Nowick 3, Yargo 6, Junior 3, Chloe 3, Juan 3, and Jack, who's only just joined back now, 5.
Oh, for Christ's sake. We go racing in Singapore. Brady Pollock gets a great restart ahead of Liam Carrick. And Liam has a job to do on his hands here, because Brady's not giving this one up just yet. Aaron McFall, 8-lap old mediums, has him pitting. He's opting for track position. Sam Davison all over the road. Kyle Albert has kept up with the Aston Martin in front of him, and that's exactly what we need to do. Heading round turn at number 4, down the longest straight. There's no DRS until we get 3 laps after the safety car period, but there is still the power of what is known as a Formula 1 car. Liam Carrick gaining on the AlphaTauri, but it is not going to be enough. He's 3/10 already up on his PB lap time, which is very, very good signs that this man has good pace. A lot of moving at the back between the two Williamses, and look at this side-by-side racing. Juan Hernandez has got to try and capitalise on this as well. He's tried a dummy to the inside, bit of push and passing. He's not got the job done. The Williams will defend. Is he going to go the long way around the outside? Juan Hernandez just wants a bit of fun for the last few laps of this. He has not got it done. Will it be into the Singapore sling for the Mercedes? It will not. Juan has to do a little bit more there. Brady holding his own.
He's got
so
a run
far.
here.
He
Not
needs
stopped.
to improve, and that's one down the inside into the hairpin, pushing the Williams a little bit wide. Junior has already ended up at the back again. Here comes Bill Nowick to the inside on Liam Houseman. That's almost a great move from Bill, just didn't have the bravery round the outside of this next corner.
So he did a great job defending, but just
Juan has got past. He just had the pace, just had the tyres, I think, on that one. Kyle Albert has fallen 8/10 behind Liam Angelo Carrick for the Aston Martin. Brady Pollock leads us on to lap number 25. It would be his first win, of course, as we've said many times this evening. We've seen the possibility in qualifying. We definitely didn't think we'd see it on lap 25 because, well, the fast guys could have come up the order. The fast guys are spread all around the order now, with one, of course, being out of the race. We have only one retirement so far here in Singapore.
yeah, that was our season 5 champion. So probably not the way I wanted to end, and it seems like Singapore is they're pretty fast. The luck doesn't seem to be on the side.
No,
here.
he definitely doesn't have good luck around Singapore. Jake also confirmed it was pedal issues, so that is what died on the same lap. The cars just completely in real life terms, just cut off. But of course, that is not how it works.
Having a bit of a scrap.
Oh no, that's the Ferrari out. That is the Ferrari out of the race, and we have a second Dutchman out of this Grand Prix, and now we have another safety car, and now things get interesting because the softs are 100% going to the end of this race.
We now see, is anyone going to trigger a pit stop?
Realistically, no, because all these tyres, everybody on the grid can get to the end. It'll just be about their pace.
Could Jack, in theory, get himself on laps in time?
Jack could, but of course, you can't just, on this game, you can't just straight unlap yourself. They have to pull off the circuit. And whether 18 drivers are going to know that is beyond me.
Plus, is the fact that there's another lap driver, he is behind. You'd have to get past him legitimately and have him get past too.
Someone's probably going to the pit lane. Enzo King.
Lewis has no wing.
Okay, so he needs the pit lane as well. Him and Enzo, that'll shoot a few people up into the points. That'll shoot. Juan is in as well. Mercedes going to double stack. So something's happened there because they are both on fresh softs. Lewis has managed to make his way back to the pit stops. That puts Borbune now up into the points, and Adrian still in the points, although does have 8 seconds worth of penalties. One might be removed, although. We should be in by the end of either this lap or the next lap, which would give us a sprint finish. Do you want to hear what happened
to Liam Wiesman? His brother put on YouTube on their TV and he crashed.
Oh no.
I am not making that up.
Oh no. I feel really bad for laughing, but oh no.
I was also... No, you see, that's why I'm glad I'm
Oh no, that's awful.
Like, I doubt my parents are just going to come in and just like, alright, let's turn on the YouTube and on the PlayStation.
So obviously what's happened there is, I think there's a feature on YouTube where you can cast it to your TV.
Yeah, they've definitely
meaning he's accidentally pressed the button. Liam's gone from going into the Anderson Bridge to a YouTube video. And obviously, he's still in the race. Just because something else is on his screen, he's still in the race and he's just crashed because he doesn't know where to go. That man's luck for the end of this season has been so bad. It has been rotten. Hopefully he is moving to Alpine next season. So hopefully his luck does improve. Aaron has just sent me an incident. He's just sent me the Juan incident. Oh, Aaron's tried to dive it at the hairpin. I don't think he can complain about that. But yeah, we won't be in this lap. We will do one more lap of safety car. And Brady Pollock gets one more lap closer to his first Formula Virtual Racing victory. He has a supporter in the chat who I'm sure will be absolutely delighted. As is that Jake into the pits? That is Jake into the pits. This is a gamble.
It's a gamble.
He does have a penalty, to be fair. Maybe he's just going in to serve that, so he can shoot himself up some spots.
It's a 3.
Oh, it's a 3. Oh, it's a 3. Okay. I don't know what he's thinking there, as Lewis is back into the pit lane once again.
Oh, it's a front wing change.
Oh, so has he possibly scraped the wall there? Lewis McWilliam is in the pit lane. Lewis McWilliam is currently on his 6th pit stop of the day.
Well, look, I suppose Jack and Morgan have gotten through some of the cars.
That's good. That's good to see they've gotten through some of them. Yeah, that is confirmed. Lewis McWilliam and Juan Hernandez have both did 6 pit stops. The highest pit stops and still scoring points was Stefan Petrovic with 6. If either of these can get into the points, they will tie that record. Do they want to make a 7th?
Oh god, Jack spawned on the safety car. What are you doing?
How do you do that?
No, because he was like, just like turning and turning and turning.
He's trying to drift. He's trying to drift.
He's trying to...
He is our safety car entertainment. Oh, I don't know what we're doing, Brendan, anymore. We're watching a car with no internet trying to drift, but it just looks like he's playing a 1990s video game. Oh, thank God, this is... Thank God this is the last race of the season. Oh, back to the serious stuff now. Thank you for that, Jack. That kept us entertained. Back to the serious stuff now. It is Brady Pollock who will lead us away from the safety car. This will be the last one because you have to have 2 laps minimum to the end, and if somebody else manages to crash. But here we go. Straight fight to the end. And realistically, it's still anyone's. Apart from maybe Jack and Morgan's, because Morgan is 2 minutes and 24 behind. There's a whole lot of kerfuffle happening in the middle of the pack. 27 of 31. Brady Pollock for the restart. And we go racing once again in Singapore. That's a really good reaction from the Aston Martin behind. He's got a challenge for a lead really early on here. Didn't get the launch on the last one. Sam Davis has got to try around the outside, and Kyle, he hasn't got it done. Kyle with a good defensive manoeuvre there, but still these guys will continue this battle. Liam Carrick will try go for the lead. He's run wide though. He's run wide. Brady will get the bolt on the exit. Enzo King picks up a penalty there. Liam down towards turn number 5. Won't have the slipstream on this. Well, he will have a bit of slipstream, but it won't be enough. Down towards turn 5. He needs the DRS to kick in on lap number 30 and 31. Kyle Albert manages to hold on to that position as well. There's not a lot of moving happening. There's a bit of moving down the pack. Jack Redmond is on the intermediate tyres. We're going to ignore that because, well, he'll get a penalty for it. Brady manages to pull 0.6 of a second, heading over the Anderson Bridge. Enzo King making a move, but he does have a penalty, remember, as do a lot of the drivers down in the backpack. That's a yellow flag. It is Adrian. It is the Alfa Romeo out on the Anderson Bridge, and that is a really dangerous... And we have another safety car.
Oh, Junior's been spun.
Oh, Junior. Oh, no. Junior's been spun.
To be fair, he's only lost a couple positions. That's not much time. This safety car won't be out for long.
No, this safety car will have to come into the pits pretty quickly. We do need to get 2 laps of racing in, so it will just do one more trip around Singapore, and it will be back in the pit lane. It's crazy, isn't it? We go so long without a safety car, and we get 3 within minutes.
Moment. Oh, he's broken his wing.
Yeah, we're going to just ignore Jack for this one. Although he did genuinely make me laugh on the last one. What happened to Legend, though? It was his brake pedal, and the same with Jake.
Sam trying to fake him. He tried to dummy Aaron.
No one should pit now. Absolutely nobody should pit, because there is a high chance you won't catch up.
Well, maybe... Well, unless you maybe Jake or someone... Well, no, he's not. Maybe someone just wants to get the absolute brand new softs.
Yeah, but there's only going to be 2 laps, and it does say, of course, that Liam, Brady, Kyle, and Sam are
Aaron straight on about Sam trying to dummy him into the pits because he's asked if can you cut across the pit lane?
I don't think he did cut across the pit lane. I don't think he will.
Oh, let me see. At the moment, Chloe is in 9th, is in a point position. I think Bune and Lewis would jump up ahead of her.
I think so. Khalil asking, did you see the reason why Liam crashed?
Although
we did.
Enzo is 5, so there is...
Well... I've probably said this about 5 times tonight, but this will get interesting. Because safety car will be in this lap, absolutely 100%, no matter what happens from here to the safety car line. It should be announced about now.
I assume.
Or how about now? There we go, it was only a couple of seconds off. We will get a straight fight to the end. We will not get DRS. DRS being the drag reduction system. This fancy back wing on the back of the Aston Martin will open, and it will give you about 25 kilometres of power extra down the straights. Nobody will get that.
I feel like all hell's going to kind of break loose now, because
Yeah, because it hasn't
Lewis
already.
Are really mad at each other. Wait, I thought Juan was ahead of Lewis.
Look,
How's Lewis
Juan
got
and
ahead?
Lewis is an interesting battle. You never really know what's going on.
Hang on. How has Lewis got ahead? I am sure.
Well, we can sort that all out after. The main focus point is these two. If something goes wrong with these two, Kyle Albert wins the race because there's not going to be much of a gap. Brady Pollock has got 2 restarts under his belt. Can he nail a third one? Going through the final corner, we go racing in Marina Bay. Brady Pollock gets us restarted once again, and it's all breaking loose. There's cars out of line everywhere. Aaron McFall going for an early move. Look at Sam Davison to the inside. He's almost been spun round. He has almost been spun round. He's caught the car, but he's going to fall out of the points, and that really takes him out of a good position. He's picked up his 3 seconds as well, and unfortunately for the Dutchman, that is probably any chance of a podium or a top 5 gone. Down the main straight, or the back straight, apologies, for the second final time. Yellow flag, that's Borbune in the wall. The young Dutchman has ended his season in poor form. One more go down that back straight, and the move needs to be done by then, surely, because it is very easy to defend in this last sector here in Marina Bay. Brady has just did enough on this restart as well. He always gets that gap out to about 0.6 of a second.
Looks like, well, Lewis making moves. So is Juan. Let's see if they can sneak any more positions. Oh, look at that. Tyler down the inside.
Tyler down the inside of Aaron. It's a late move. Aaron just keeps it out of the wall. These two love a good scrap. We've seen it in Jeddah. Has that someone gone sent round? It's Lewis McWilliam gone round for Williams. Aaron McFall to the inside of Tyler Davison. Tyler's kept it round the outside. What a fantastic move from the Alfa Romeo man. Luke Davis has gone up the inside of his teammate as well. There's chaos breaking loose. Jake Marsh is gone off at the back. It could be those issues we've seen in the earlier stages of this race happening once again. 1 lap to the end, 1 lap to the finish. It will be one move that decides it. Brady Pollock leads us on to the final lap of the season and possibly 1 lap away from his first career win. 31 out of 31. 0.7 of a second is the gap, and that might just be enough. We'll get the telemetry on screen for you now. We also have the penalties on screen for you now as well. The ERS situation is in favour of the South African. Yellow flag in Sector 3, that is Jake Marsh. And Sam Davis has fallen out of the points as well. Tyler Davison is 1.8 behind Kyle Albert, but here we go. Brady Pollock has did absolutely just enough down this straight. What a gap he has pulled, 0.9 of a second, heading into sector number 2, which he can't really make a move in. He does have the ERS as well. He's pulled 1 second. The pace from this man is out of this world because he really hasn't had it this season. But the pace from this man is absolutely unbelievable this evening. Enzo King has gone round the outside of Aaron McFall. Aaron will get that position back on a penalty. Brady Pollock just needs to master the Anderson Bridge and a few more corners as Luke ends his season. It's a DNF from 5th. What's gone on here? Where has he crashed on board with the Williams? Oh, it's straight on, and something could have happened there. Really, we don't know. It is all broken out loose. 1 sector to go for Brady Pollock. 1.1 is the gap. Really, this restart has been absolutely outstanding. Juan has passed Aaron, but again, Aaron must have damage of some sort because he's definitely struggling, and Gift Pachero's gone round for AlphaTauri. But one AlphaTauri's gone round. His teammate is leading on lap 31 out of 31. He crashed, got taken out of qualifying by the Red Bull, of course. He got taken out, was on for what would have been pole position. Rounds the final corner for AlphaTauri, for South Africa. Brady Pollock wins the Singaporean Grand Prix and takes his first win in the series. He's taken him 5 seasons, but he has finally did it. What a performance and payback for Brady Pollock. Team Angelo Carrick gets that Aston Martin back where it belongs on the podium and takes a P2 on his debut. And Kyle Albert, Mr. Consistent, finds himself on the podium once again for the 3rd time this season. Tyler Davison, now he misses out in 4th. Aaron McFall will get 5th, followed by the 2 Mercedes in 6th and 7th. Bill Nowak in 8th. Williams 9th, followed by Borbune, who finishes 10th. And a lot happened on those final few laps. Sam Davis is going to kick us off in style with a few donuts on the racing line when there is still cars racing. But, sure, look. Oh, Luke hit the inside wall of the sling. That's what happened there and put him in the wall.
Apparently Kyle's mum was telling him to drive faster.
I love that. Brady will be proud of that one. There was some more donuts. He likes this track, Lewis. Not for today, but of course he won his championship last season here in the finale. He'll kick us off in style with some donuts as Enzo's left the session and he has got a 20-second time penalty for it. That will be removed, of course. He'll get back into his P7 position as we watch Lewis do a few donuts to round us off here in Singapore. And, you know, that might just win for the craziest race I've ever commentated on.
Yeah, just... It's not crazy in terms of, like, someone's making contact with someone every second corner, but it's
well, just I've been commentating on eRacing for 3 years and I have never seen two drivers' pedals die on the same straight. So I'll just give it that.
Yeah, it's just like peculiar, like the order was nearly never the same.
You're really lagging at the minute, Brendan. We can't hear you, but I'm sure you'll be back in a second.
Don't really know from start to finish. Then,
but I'm kind of glad Brady won because just look how much pace he had for the last 2 laps. Where was that all race? He got ahead of Legend, of course, with the pit stop, and he got ahead of Jack. But really, that is an outstanding performance. Brady Pollock is your first non-European winner in 5 seasons.
And I don't think he wasn't involved with anything, so... Well... Yeah, this win should be his. I doubt anyone's got any problems.
That is your final results. A race time of 59 minutes 3 seconds will be a race time to remember for Brady Pollock because AlphaTauri have taken their first win since Jack Redman left the team after winning his championship. Brady Pollock wins ahead of Liam Carrick and Kyle Albert rounds off the podium ahead of his old teammate Tyler Davison. Al McFall finishes in 5th, followed by Juan Hernandez, who finishes in 6th. Then we have Noah, Clement, Bune, King, Davison, McWilliam, Bichero, and Marsh being your finishers. We're running through the non-finishers very quickly. It was Davies, Hitchings, Redmond, Teich, Houseman, and the world champion Rosenberg. Well, any final words?
Well, that was a pretty nice season, but season 6 promises to probably be even better.
I have to say, we had a lot more chaos this season. That was one thing. There were some races where you didn't know who won. Legend Rosenberg dominated the championship, that is for sure. But next season promises to be ever more closer. There was a lot of motivated drivers for season 6.
Yeah,
and really, there'll be a lot more after some good results.
You got some new lineups. Some been moving teams. Well, obviously you have the likes of Lewis back at McLaren with new motivation. You have Legend and Aaron of Red Bull, Tyler and Luke and Mercedes. Obviously Kyle joining Lewis and McLaren, Juan and Jake at Ferrari.
I was going to say follow our Instagram to see the lineups, but Brendan's kind of run through them for you, so no issues there.
Well, I've left some of them there. But
yes, do make sure to check out our Instagram page, that is Formula_Virtual_Racing, for lots of content, lots of clips, and lots of lineups. That is all we do time for, and we will close up today after Brady Pollock takes his first win. There is a lot of happy fans for him. Thank you all for joining us from me, Brendan. It has been a fantastic season, and we will see you at the season opener to be confirmed. So make sure you do keep up to date with that. Stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you next time.